everyone, this is me, Jyotika Bedi, founder of Happiness is Love. We make relationships better. Do you know how to set those healthy boundaries with love and respect in your marriage? If you are struggling, you're not alone. I've been married for 2 decades, and that's why we do the work that we do at Happiness is Love, because we believe that when we share, we learn and we grow, and together we build a better tomorrow. Before I dive deep into this video, thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing onto our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please press the subscribe button right now and the ding bell icon button so that you can hear from us. So here's the simple truth. All healthy relationships have healthy boundaries. This is a buzzword. It's become fashionable almost to use the word healthy boundaries. But do you know what it really means? What does it look like? What does it feel like? How to use the tools, the techniques to become more self-aware and learn how to set those boundaries in our marriages. Because again, there is no manual, there is no guide. You see, boundaries are restricting or limiting at times. They provide the freedom to, of course, express your needs and values while also honoring the needs and values of your partner. But the question is, how? How am I to set those boundaries so that it's a win-win for both me and my partner? We are not taught. We are not trained. We are left on our own to kind of figure out, and it is sometimes challenging. And because this was a struggle for me, that's why I am presenting to you that setting boundaries is an essential antidote to codependency, a prerequisite for emotional, mental well-being and your happiness. It's a learnable skill that determines the success and longevity of any relationship. It's something that can be learned. Setting healthy boundaries can transform your relationship and elevate your own self-respect. I work with a lot of couples across the globe, and I know one thing that has really helped them in building a better bond is learning how to set these healthy boundaries in the most loving, respectful and assertive way. So the next question really would be that what do boundaries really look like in a marriage? Now, what does it really look like? Boundaries are unique for every individual. They cover a range of topics and can be small or big. In the simplest terms, a boundary in marriage is the limit of what a person is willing to accept from their partner. Boundaries serve as an outward expression of a person's core values, beliefs, and reflect what they need to feel more safe, more protected, more loved, more respected, and heard. Married couples often establish boundaries in areas such as in-laws and families. Example, how often we visit the in-laws, how much personal details they should know about our marriage. Personal privacy. Example, agreeing not to go through each other's phones, not being forced to share your passwords or share details about your past. Communication. Example, zero tolerance for shouting, hitting, name-calling. Autonomy. Example, the freedom to make your own choices, to make your own decisions, work towards your life goals, your professional goals, or maintain friendships outside the marriage. Physical space. Example, zero tolerance for violence. Agreements about sex including when, where, and how. Money. Example, not hiding money or debt from each other. Home life. Example, expectations on shared parenting, on shared responsibility, on household chores, quality time spent with each other. Relationship rules. Example, the expectation of loyalty and fidelity, trust and respect. Of course, understanding what a boundary looks like is just one part of the puzzle. The next step is really figuring out how to really set it in the most positive, effective, and respectful manner. So I've come up with 4 ways that can help you set and respect boundaries with your spouse. Are you ready? And these are things that I have learned and I'm practicing them, and they have helped me hugely. Number 1, use clear communication. Spend time identifying what is important to you in your relationship and your life. Just pause. We are so sucked in the busyness of life that we don't pause. We don't stop and really ask ourselves, what is really important to me in my relationship? What hill are you willing to die on? And what are you willing to be more flexible about? Once you've identified your specific boundaries, use clear communication, clear language when discussing them with your partner. For instance, Sandeep, please don't speed up when I'm in the passenger car. It really makes me uncomfortable. Please, can you respect my privacy? I'm not okay with raised voices during conflict. Can you please lower your volume? This is something that has really helped me in my marriage. Pressure to have sex makes me uncomfortable at times. I need just half an hour to myself when I get home from work to decompress and better help with the kids. Sit down with your partner to discuss your values, your wants, your needs, and then agree upon boundaries that will uphold these needs. Make sure that these boundaries are both prepared to respect and honor each other. I work with a lot of couples where sometimes we forget that, okay, only my boundaries have to be respected, but what about the others? The goal is to reach a happy balance, a win-win situation, and this will only happen if I practice the tools of healthy communication. What I tend to do is that I sometimes blame my partner for my unhappiness, my misery, my sorrows and frustrations, realizing that I'm the one who's not communicating in an effective manner what I want, what I need. Rather, I'm choosing to just blame, complain, and judge. And this then leads to a lose-lose for everyone. Second, set clear consequences. Once you and your partner have discussed your boundaries, the musts and the must-nots of your relationship need to be successfully discussed. The next step is to be clear about what the consequences will be when the boundaries are not respected. We do this as parents, don't we? And this is also important to hold ourselves accountable when we cross the boundary sometimes. For example, if you and your spouse agree that you will not raise your voices during a conflict, a consequence of yelling during a fight could be pausing the argument and taking a 30-minute break alone. It is imperative that you follow through the consequence of any boundary violation. Not following through shows your partner that you don't respect your own boundary. And if you don't respect your own boundary, why should you expect the other? So make sure that you are very, very clear together in identifying the violation of boundaries and hold each other accountable in the most loving and respectful way. Third, take responsibility. Remember, everything you do and say has a natural consequence, whether positive or negative. For example, if you're frequently critical of your spouse, they probably won't want to be intimate with you. It's that obvious. But if you speak kindly and refrain from yelling during an argument, without complaint, without blame or judgment, they are more likely to listen to you without judgment, to feel more secure and desire physical and emotional connection with you. It's really that simple. The same concept applies to honoring your partner's boundaries. Realize that what you say and do or don't do impacts your partner. Understanding that you may slip up along the way, especially if you and your partner are on the journey of setting new healthy boundaries. It's okay. We will fall, we will fail, we will make mistakes, but we will learn alongside. And to help each other by taking responsibility when you make a mistake, offer genuine apology and always circle back to clear, respectful communication. And the most important, seek for professional help. Reach out. Setting boundaries is hard. I'm here to tell you it's not going to be easy. But I'm telling you it's going to be worth it because you're giving yourself the greatest gift, which is your peace of mind, your happiness and your well-being, because everything then springs from this space. Consulting with a licensed counselor or a coach, or getting yourself a mentor, a professional, can be extremely beneficial, especially if you are creating big boundaries around issues like alcoholism, infidelity, or child rearing. Personal guidance really helps you in identifying your boundaries as they relate to your values, your wants and needs. Use language and tools to communicate your boundaries. Sometimes we don't have the language, we don't have the words, and that's why we help you at Happiness is Love to really curate that script for you so that you can be better equipped to handle a healthy conversation. Establish appropriate consequences for boundary violations. Very important. Also know when to end a relationship if certain boundaries are routinely disrespected or simply just not compatible. I hope this video was useful to you if you are struggling with any aspect of your life, whether it is setting boundaries or learning the tools of healthy communication, wanting to be more assertive in your relationship. Please reach out to us, because we at Happiness is Love really care and we are here. You can comment on the box below if you have any questions, any concerns, any struggles. We will be happy to connect with you and share tools and techniques with you that will help you be your better, kinder, and happiest self. Until then, keep smiling, keep shining, keep inspiring.